Hi and welcome to Unbox Anything. Today I'll be doing the pros and the cons of this Apple Watch. So the first pro is that it doesn't get dirty easily, because I've had mine for 2 years, and as you see, really there's not a lot to show the 2 years. And I used to go out in clubs with my Apple Watch and we used to crawl on the floor, like literally crawling on the floor, because we were really pissed out of our heads. But see it's still working, to see it still working, it's a miracle. Another pro of the Apple Watch is that the battery lasts for ages, and I mean ages. Obviously depending on how long someone expects it to last, because I've been out and I've forgotten my charger and I've used it for such a long time. So that's a pro for me, obviously. So the battery, you don't have to worry about it. The battery does last long. Obviously depending on what setting you put it in. If you put in a setting where it stays on for a while after after you're not looking at it, then I suppose that would take a lot of battery. But if you put in the normal setting that I put it in, so when I'm wearing the watch, I have a setting where if I'm not looking at it, or if it's my hand's facing down, the screen is off. So it only comes on when I pull it up, like, if you understand what I mean. So that kind of helps me save the battery. But yeah, the battery is great. One con that I have for the Apple Watch is that this screen, like I said in my 2 years review, this screen actually did come off. The top one, you see, it did come off, not fully off. Everything was still working. The screen itself was still working, but what happened was that it just came off, and I've just had it put back together, and hopefully it won't come off again. So that's something to remember. So be very careful when, if you're probably gonna buy one, thinking of buying one, and just be careful how you handle it. It's probably mine screen probably came off because I'm very reckless when it comes to the Apple Watch, and maybe I forgot or something like that, and I did something to it, because I used to just do random stuff when I go out, and I think that could have affected it somehow. But that's something to keep in mind anyway. Another product I like about the iPhone is the stripe. The stripe is very comfortable, because at first, like when I first got the watch 2 years ago, I was worried that how on earth is this going to stick on my hand. But the weird thing is crazy how it sticks on and it doesn't come off at all, because obviously you put all that in there. Because like I've been out in clubs and we've been jumping around 24/7, I've never ever had this come off me, which is great. It stays on your hand more than the normal watches, like the Casio watches, which is weird because Apple is not a watch company, but this Apple Watch will stay on your hand all the time. The stripe will never rip or anything, except if you buy the ones, obviously. Be careful if you're gonna buy one of them ones you buy from like eBay and stuff like that, because those are not genuinely from iPhone. But even them, because this one I bought it on eBay and this is the original one, this one has never ripped, so they'll never rip basically, so that's good. The other pro is I've not had an issue with the buttons, so these buttons are still working just the same way they were when I first got it. So everything falls in line, and when you press them in, they go in. But as you realize now, I'm just coming on to a con. As I'm pressing this button, nothing's working. So that's the issue with this Apple Watch, is that it's constantly freezing. Oh my days, 24/7 freezing. Like the watch just keeps freezing all the time. Like now it's frozen, yeah, I suppose so. So let me just see what to do to unfreeze it. Yeah, it's frozen and I have no idea what to do. Let me just make it face down. God, nah, sorry guys, it's frozen. Maybe if I put it on the charger. Oh wait, the charger's not where, it's not charging as well. Yeah, but so that's a con. It's always freezing. Seriously, it's so annoying. It's always freezing. Another pro I like about it, another pro that would be the charger. I've not had an issue with the charger for 2 years, so that's great. The charger's never ripped or stopped working, which obviously I always expect with the Apple products. So now it's going off. I don't know why it's coming off and then on. That's what's annoying about them. They always do that stuff. Obviously the new Apple Watches are probably better, but this is obviously an old one that came out in 2015. I think it was in March, if you remember. So it's 2 years off, probably why it's freezing, but the new ones probably will be not doing that. Another pro of this Apple Watch is that you can receive calls on it, so you can actually talk to someone on it because it's got a speaker there and you can hear the person. But obviously that's if it's synced on your iPhone. Like I said in my old video, my phone's still at repair, my iPhone, and I'm not gonna get it back for quite a long time, and so that's why I've not had the chance to sync it on, but I felt like I should do this video anyway. But yeah, the pro is that you can literally text on here. Obviously you've got apps like WhatsApp that work on here, so you can text someone on WhatsApp here. But obviously the con would be that there's no actual place where you type. I mean, you can't type on it, so you have to dictate all the time, as in saying the words out. But as long as you're careful the way you say the words out, it's very good at listening to the words, and it'll put the right words. Just don't be too fast. And I think the dictation is a lot better, because imagine having to type on this would be something else. Like you have to type your passcode and it's always too tiny. Now imagine having to have a keyboard, it wouldn't make sense. So that's probably why they did not put a keyboard. That's why you always have to dictate stuff, which can get annoying. But at the end of the day, it's a lot better than having a keyboard and trying to press with little tiny buttons, because then they'll probably have to make a bigger screen for that. But yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Another pro that I like about the Apple Watch is that it's extremely protected. Like no one can actually get in your Apple Watch, because mine I've had it set up to the minute that once I read something and I did not turn away from it, it goes off. Okay, it goes off, it locks itself straight away. I'll just show you what I mean. I'll just put my passcode. So yeah, I've put my passcode now, and I'm gonna be browsing in some apps. I just open up a random app, this one, Messages, and I'll just turn it over, open it again. But wait a second. Wait, why is it not doing it? Oh, don't freeze on me again. Oh, here we go. Oh, there we go, it's working again. So see, it's automatically locked itself. So that's great. So in case you forget it open or anything, you fall asleep, someone tries to read your messages or try to text random people, that's not gonna happen, because it's automatically gonna lock itself, which is great. That's really great, because imagine constantly having to worry about pressing this to make the phone go dark so it locks itself. Whereas now all you have to do, you can be using the watch, and then all you have to do is just stop looking at it, then it goes dark, and then locks itself again, which is great. So that's a pro. That's a pro for me anyway. Some people probably say it could be a waste of time, because then that means you have to put the passcode all the time. But no, the passcode, once you know, it's easy to type. So obviously the other pro people find is the screen's too small, but really I'll just show you now. If I type anything, it does work. See it, and I have really massive hands, trust me. I have the most massive hands out of my friends and family, so it wouldn't work on me. But see, the screens, it fits perfectly, because it's Apple. You know, it's Apple, so they always try to make sure that it fits perfectly. So yeah, I have massive hands, and if I can do it, then probably anyone out there, unless you're the Hulk or something, then you should be able to use the key thing. So that's fine. You shouldn't have to worry about that. Another con, obviously, with this Apple Watch that came out in 2015, I've not had a chance to look at the new ones that came out 2017 this year, is that you can't watch videos. So you can't watch videos. You can't listen to music on it, but you can play your music. So just 1 second. I'll just put my passcode. You can control your music on it, so which is great. 1 second. There we go. So you can come here, and obviously once it's synced on your phone, you can tap play here, and then it will play music on your phone, and then you can use this to dial the music down and then up, and some other features that I forgot now, because I've not used it quite a while now. But then you can skip, obviously, which is great, so you don't have to go on your phone all the time. Because I remember when I first got it, that was what I used to like about it. And also the fact that if someone rang me, I could answer the phone on my watch and choose whether to speak to them on the watch, which is actually decent, because there's a little speaker there so you can hear the person. But it's a lot better if you just speak on the phone, because you'll have to put the watch next to your ear, which looks really weird in public, as I've found out. But yeah, I hope this has been helpful somehow. I wish I had my iPhone so I could show you syncing it and everything, but in case you're obviously looking to buy it, you can now have it better inside hopefully, and I'll see you next time. Take care.